Welcome to the stream, everyone, and also to those of you who are watching this. Oh, sorry. You can listen to myself here. That would be interesting. Let's take that away. I don't know how that happened. Oh, so as I was saying, also to those of you who are watching on YouTube, welcome to Satisfactory. Does the robot to intro music? I'm sure you can do Walk as an Egyptian as well, Phasian. So, let's see here. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday we finished up the copper sheets, and we managed to find a way to actually make them come into the base sensibly, and we also prepared the silica, I think. Copper sheets coming here. The silica is coming to the train station, so that is where we need to start focusing our efforts. Yeah, see, there you go. That's one more dance. Well, it's two more dances that I can do. Trust me. A dancing Caledorn is not desirable for anyone. Maybe a little bit more desirable than singing Caledorn. You never can tell. Right. The big question is, where do we take that belt of silica coming from the train station? Oh, rhythmic arm flailings. That sounds like dancing to me. Potentially even better than rhythmic tentacle flailings. Depending on the point of perspective, I suppose. I don't know. Sorry, just checking something. Okay, so we have these two freight platforms full of silica. And we need that to go down. We need to remove this one, and we need to remove this one. And we need to do some foundation work down there. I also probably should make something that would make it easier for me to get down there. Because that hypertube is not helpful at all. Because that takes us down to the ground level. Suppose I could do this. Which? That way. And out there. I'm fairly impressed by the fact that it managed to place a glass foundation inside of the foundation tower there. Let's just say that was not expected. This might very well be the last... I don't know. No, it should actually work over there as well. I was thinking it might be the last part where I could do this specific height and not up there.
Not all who wander are lost.
Hi there, Vistic, and thank you for the follow. Oh god, now I managed to get some of these the wrong way again. Question is how many? All of them, apparently. let's try that one more time. I'm probably closer to that than I was to the actual foundation. I'm very happy that the game tells us when the autosave is incoming. I wonder if that was Coffee Stain Studios' way to alleviate some of the worst complaints about the autosave. Since the autosave, they must have fixed it in update 4. As in, not fixed, but they must have done something to optimize it, because it is much faster now. By what you just wrote there a couple of minutes ago, Thasian, does that mean that your younger brother actually can dance, since he showed that he wasn't related to you? It is much easier to place the 8x4 foundations, because those you can do from a distance. Doing the same with the glass foundations always ends up with all kinds of weird behavior. Not that I need to do anything particular to have weird foundation behavior. It's a magic touch I have. I'm also not particularly fond of placing glass foundations. They are slightly annoying. They are just too pretty. Except when seen from a distance. I'm hoping that that is one of the things that will change with the new Unreal Engine. That maybe you don't get that weird look on the glass foundations when you look at them from a distance. Sigh. Random glass foundations everywhere. Oh, you don't like Satisfactory. Okay. Well, you have a good night then. I will be streaming other things than Satisfactory as well, so... But it's probably going to be the main game on the that I'm streaming for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I guess. Have a good night as well. Thank you for popping in. Okay, that's that done. What's next? Next is trying to figure out where I'm going to take that belt. I wonder... Well, it is the same height. I do have a subfloor underneath the mall, because I needed to route the products in. So I have this very elaborate system of lifts here, taking the products down. But I think we can use this floor. Depending on how many new products there are, of course. Although, it should not... I need to go down to that subfloor and have a look down there, because... I'm wondering if... Well, there isn't more room to take in anything on that specific... Now I can't use too much space here, because if I want to fill these containers up there, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foundations at the very least. That's down here. At least that means that I should stay the heck out of this area. So I'm guessing that the best approach to doing this would be to use this space here. I can put up some... I'm not really that fond of using walls, but I can put up some walls here and make this area like a minor... I will use lots of glass walls though. And then I can route the belts through there. For now we only need one foundation though. And I can extend that as needed? Needed is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, there is a limit to that specific... it works all the way here, but it stops working there. When it becomes necessary. Thank you. So I'm thinking that if I route things down, I should probably use the floor area that I have available and then route it out. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I have several floors there, because I don't think I can go much more than... Nope, I can only go 2. So that should be interesting. But I have several floors. So we'll just leave that bit there. As a... I think I'll even build a fence there. Like so. Maybe, just maybe, I will understand in the future when I look at that I meant to tell myself something. So the belt can come down here. The first and only facility you built had 2 levels connected by ramps just because of that. Yeah, as you've noticed, I have many levels connected by ramps. Because if you want to avoid the desert, as mentioned in yesterday's stream, you basically have to build taller than the Scorpion Stinger rock. Oh, brain, you're failing me. Thingamajig. That's what it is. Let's have a look at the walls. Gate wall, that looks nice. What is the correct way, I wonder? Does it look the same from both sides? Apparently it does. That should not be the same for the windows, I think. Which one looks best? It looks the same to me from both sides. How about the panel window? That also looks very, very similar on both sides, as in identical. I think I'll go with the panel windows. These are nice, but having the whatever they are called in English, in Norwegian they're called sprosser. I don't think that helps anyone that much. The single paned one, that one, sure. I just had to find a hole first, as I'm prone to do. Let's try that again. Now that one does look very similar on both sides as well. No, there's a difference there, I think. Yep, so that one is not the same on both sides. But I like these metal rods going inside of the windows. I need to build walls. That's the right way, I think. Yes. I really don't think walls look good. That's the wrong way. So that level I can have a window. Yeah. Okay. I obviously want to have this the same way as the other one. There's a little hint at the top left there telling you what way it is. That's something at least. Now, okay, so I can have one more. I want to do it from this side, so, well, I can't see that little hint, so that's correct. I can have this one here. And then we can just go all the way up, I think, depending on what it looks like up here. That is fairly amusing that it actually makes me trip slightly. I should have a paint gun here, and I do not remember that. There we go. So that color scheme, I think? No, definitely not that one. Well, that doesn't strike me as very good either. No. That's way too light. I don't remember which ones I've used, which is the problem. That's not acceptable either. I'm fairly certain I haven't used that one, nor this one. But I think I'll just go with the black ones. Okay. It would be nice if the game actually stored the color when you built more. And I'm guessing we're going to run into an issue with this one. No, actually we don't. It can coexist with the fence up there. I need more color cartridges, I think. Like that. Thank you, autosave. I need to go fetch something. Be right back. Sorry about that. They did? Or were you just joking since it was inside of the cliffside there? I don't think I need 200. 100 should suffice. Coffee good. Even though it is a bit too late for me to be drinking coffee at the moment, but it'll be fine. Well, that doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, actually. So I guess I can accept building walls if it's done using windows. I wish there wasn't a delay here. I can't just quickly go, because I have to wait for the animation to finish, which I feel is a bit unnecessary. So I'll probably add that color gun mod when mod availability is present. Beer, yeah, I do have beer as well. I rarely drink, actually, but I'm very fond of dark British beers. Can drink light beer as well, but not my favorite. Depends on the beer. Some of them are definitely drinkable. One of my favorite ones is the Newquay, or Newcastle Brown Ale. And any kind of, well, unless it's too bitter, a good stout, that's also very nice. Can drink Guinness, although 1 pint is more than sufficient enough, because it feels like you've had dinner. And it absolutely must be combined with peanuts. Hobgoblin. I haven't heard of that. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, Edge. I knew you were there. Haven't heard of those either, actually. So this sounds like some... I have friends who definitely have both heard about it and tasted it, because some friends of mine, they're on that beer connoisseur website that also has an app where you can register what beers you've tasted from what breweries and so forth, and I think they are well above 2,000 different beers by now. And they have a... They like to call it their cottage. Up in North England. Of course, they haven't been able to visit for the past year. Camera? Is that the name of the app, or? Oh. Okay, so what I can do here... Campaign for relay. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, of course. What I can do here is do this. I think those white squares are telling me that it's the back, that's the inside. Yep. I can make sounds as well. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Yep, that's good. And then I want to make sure that they are actually on the same conveyor, not there, on the same conveyor pole by building a couple of these here and connect them. Yeah, you know, game, I don't know about you, but clearly you have some misconceptions about how people would prefer to build their belts. And I think it's time we had a very serious heart-to-heart talk about this. I know that you like to snap to various items when you have the option to do so. But, you know, we humans like to apply this thing called logic. Not that that is a strong side of mine, but it is a thing. Sigh. I say, even trying to do that. I was never big on the paint gun. I'm kind of like Wally there. Just can't be bothered. However, that orange color, it's very fine on the machines, but on the walls it looks absolutely horrible in my opinion. So I actually bothered to paint the walls at the few places that I've built them. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it would be nice to have the game read my mind, like a neuro-optical interface. Now That would be kind of interesting. Didn't know you were such a creative person, Facian. Painting everything. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because I need these to go as far as possible. And then 1, 2. I think I'm gonna do something fun here. Something I would normally not do. But I can't use those. They're too wide. So they are going to clip with one another. But I can use these. This I can do because I have the room for it here. I guess it would be rough to expect that Coffee Stain Studios should improve the game at least at this specific point to improve the game in such a way that it has some sort of detection. They don't clip, they interlock. I'll get a nice Celtic knot, I suppose. Reminds me of the symbol of corn, which means I definitely should do that. I mean, it's one of the Chaos Gods, albeit my least favorite one, but it's still one of the Chaos Gods. So you have a point there, Malarian. Thank you. I am sure Corn will appreciate your humble influence to the stream and my building style. So normally I'm not big on using inclines, but this gives me a handy walkway to go out and, well, in and out. No, not that Corn. You're all about being humble. Really? I hadn't noticed. Is that something new? Okay, so we have the belts. I may have done a tiny mistake there, because probably it would have been... Nah, how many belts am I going to take out there anyways? If I do some on this side, that's not going to be a problem here. I can only have 2 more out, or 2 out anyways, due to that rocky outcropping there, so if I have the other one at this side, that's actually fine. One thing that I do wonder about though is if I should have another of those doors, so that I can have a walk path out, but that's something we can always revisit later. Now, for this part here. So the foundation in question is this one. Let's remove that one as a kind of a marker, and that one. Okay, so I think I want the belt or the lift to come down in such a manner that goes that way and then turns that way so that those two belts can go side by side. That way I collect up the various products in pairs or triplets or quadruplets or whatever. But I don't remember the best position. I think... Well, the lift needs to be... I don't think it's there. It is there. Okay. So it needs to be on that angle. So if I do 1, 2, that, will that lift clip? No, that'll be exactly where I want it actually. And it seems that it's the same way here. Yep, so it's supposed to be on that angle. Someone is going to bed. Be right back. And I'm back. Thank you so much for waiting, and welcome to the stream, Cyberboar. Either that is Norwegian or it is Dutch or South African. Not sure. Yeah, I very recently started streaming, and based on everything that I'm doing in Satisfactory, I Dutch, not bad. Well, you have the not that I would in any way try to even pronounce that, but I have some friends who are of South African heritage, and they have a last name that involves some fancy Dutch letters, since they are of Boer heritage. We want this one to be there. As I was saying, Satisfactory, that all the stuff that I'm doing here, I would have to do so much things off camera that I decided that I might as well stream it, and then upload the stream to you, or the streams to YouTube after I'm done, so that people can see what I've been doing instead of, hey, this is 20 hours later, which is what I have been doing in the past. And many people have said, surprisingly many people actually have said that they want to see the nitty-gritty details of how I build things. Not so much because they necessarily watch everything in great detail, but because it's nice to just have alongside when they're building themselves, or if they're working or something. And it's not a problem at all for me to... okay. This one is wrong. Not a problem at all for me to accommodate that. I live in Norway. Well, gee. I'm sure some of you noticed that I did the wrong entrances. Or they want to be sent to sleep. Yes, that is also a good point, Pete. Let's do this again. This time using the correct outputs and not the inputs of the this one is on that alignment. I'm not sure if that was right. It doesn't seem right, no. I have to build a little belt segment down there first. That should work. Yeah, that's better. Almost deconstructed the freight platform. Oh, that would have been 15 minutes of rearranging everything. Okay. Then we need to replace this. And this one, I think it goes there. Nope, it does not. It goes there. I make videos for fun. So this is something I do because well, not entirely for fun, but I don't do it for living. I have some mental health issues, which means that I'm on benefits. So I can't work, and I wanted to do something to fill my time with something else than just gaming on my own. While fun, after a while, it does get a bit tedious. So I've discovered that there's a world out here where you can actually combine the two. You can both game and make it feel like you're doing a job and entertain people at the same time. So that's how I ended up doing this. So I actually updated the since doing Twitch is very new for me. I've been doing a little bit every day. And one of the things I did today was update the About Me section underneath the stream. I cannot arrange the items the way I want them to be, so it kind of looks like it's a jumble down there, but at least I have the information that I feel is necessary for now. If there's anything anyone misses down there, do feel free to let me know, and I will definitely add anything that feels relevant. But I have the computer specs, the About Me section, donation button, links to Discord, YouTube, Patreon. It's also very funny. I noticed that when I'm standing here and talking, I'm actually waving my arms around. Just gesticulating? I don't know. Foundation... I haven't thought about it, but it's definitely a game that is very streamable, because the reason I remembered Foundation again was because I like to watch Zeely on, or Xeely. I don't know how she pronounces her nick herself. I like to watch her content, and she was streaming Foundation maybe 3 weeks ago or something? 2-3 weeks ago? So I thought, oh, I haven't played Foundation in a long time. I wonder how the game has evolved since back when I actually played it. I got Foundation as a present from Catherine of Sky, that is, when I broke my leg. She wanted me to have something that I could play while I was in hospital. Of course, I was not able to play at the time, both because of pain and because of painkillers. So I tried to play, but I fell asleep with the mouse in my hand after 15 minutes. And
Oh,
woke up
darling,
again.
I love it when you say...
Thank you so much for the tip. That is very appreciated. So yeah, just need to lower my desk again. Foundation game, I really like the game. It's a bit weird that they haven't changed more in that time, but I don't know how large their development team is. There are plenty of games out there that only has a one-man developer team now. Well, that's the strange thing, Phasian. Even though I was taking... Let me see here. I think these are 30 milligrams of codeine each. And I was taking 8 times 30 milligrams of codeine per day. So 60 milligrams of codeine every 6 hours. And still I remember quite a bit of stuff. Which is weird. I don't understand why I remember. Because I probably shouldn't be remembering things. But I remember things pretty clearly from that time. But then again, there is the thing about painkillers that if you use them at the dosages you're supposed to use them, they're not supposed to make you, I guess, high. They're supposed to take away the pain. And they didn't take away the pain entirely, which I guess makes sense because I had broken my entire left femur. I mean, but there is a limit to how much painkillers a small body like mine can handle. So the dosage they gave me was very specific. But indeed, the placebo effect is very important when it comes to the effect of a drug, regardless. My doctor once told me that 50% of modern medicine is about the patients believing that the treatment works, which was a bit surprising to me. He might not be entirely correct on those numbers, but I think it was an interesting tidbit of information. Is that going to work? No, it's not. It has to be there. Or does it? It is going to work. It's supposed to be there and there. Yeah, really, since you asked the question about what I would stream, I don't think there's many games that doesn't work for streaming. But I also need to balance what I want to do on YouTube with what I want to do on Twitch. This is definitely something that is worthy of Twitch, and then just upload it to YouTube afterwards. Foundation, if I were to stream Foundation, it would not be the same as what I would be doing on YouTube. I would not want to upload 4-hour-long episodes of Foundation, because I think large part of my audience enjoys watching the shorter episodes as well. I know that a fair amount of my audience on YouTube actually likes to watch an episode of something on my channel, either with breakfast or before bed. And I have the same thing myself. I can't afford. I have the same thing myself, because when I go to bed, I always have YouTube on, unless I'm so exhausted that I actually fall asleep before I manage to turn something on, which has happened. And Wally is one of the people that I like to watch. Catherine is one of the people that I like to watch. Big Clive, that guy from the Isle of Man who disassembles everything gadgety. Fudge Muppet with Elder Scrolls lore, and so forth. There are many. Most of them I have on the recommendation list on my YouTube channel. It's a bit far down because they changed that recommended channels thing. It used to be on the right hand, but then with the new update it just moved. You have to actually use a segment. Yeah, I can happily watch, if the content is something that is interesting to me, I will happily watch someone play for 5 hours on YouTube. However, I will not put on a 5-hour YouTube movie or post-stream thing when I go to bed, because your sleep quality does not... It's not the same if you have some noise going on in the background all the time. So even Wally's streams where he's doing 1 hour 30-minute-ish streams, they are too long. So 40-50 minutes, that's fine. More than that, and I'm like, nope, not good enough. It's too long. Because I have experienced falling asleep to longer videos and then I've woken up and it's very annoying. Especially when you have sleep issues like I do, and then falling asleep again is not necessarily that easy. That's not correct. But it has to be, for me to want to watch something that long on YouTube, it has to be something that is very, very relevant. One's missing iron plate, huh? One streamer that I do watch long content videos of on YouTube is Legend of Total War. He usually streams for 6 hours at a time. But Total War games, they are so intense, and there is so much to learn from his streams that if I am in need of something long to watch, I will happily watch his content for several hours. Hello, Wally. Welcome to the stream. It depends on how long or how much sleep I've gotten, actually. The thing with sleep for me is that my overactive brain, having the anxiety and everything, sometimes it's very difficult for me to sleep. But at other times, I sleep very soundly. And I should add that the anxiety, while it's definitely there every single day, it's not crippling. So I'm actually able to function pretty well. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you pop in. I need to do something different here. This won't work. The question is, do I want to do that now or do I want to deal with it later? Because this won't work due to the fact that if I want more belts, I need to do something about this now. Go away. Two, 3, 4. I don't need to go. Don't need any interlocking segments here. Not entirely sure why I have those on the outermost belts. I think I did a mistake there. Should go fix that as well right away. Oh no, I'm out of fuel. Does the jetpack accept any other fuel than regular fuel? As in, can I put turbo fuel in there? I don't think so. If I can, I have some here. I'm pretty sure I can't. No. They've broken the sorting function of the cars. Okay, we'll have to take a little detour to the refinery then, because I don't have any fuel here. Big Clive had the most hilarious video. Sometimes he does some content that has me laugh so much. There was one, he has a series of videos where he's using one of those carbonation machines, and he carbonated Baileys, and I thought I'd fall out of my chair laughing when I saw that video. His facial expressions and his reaction to the result of that carbonation process was just absolutely perfect. And then I randomly popped over a video that was 5 or 6 years old, and I probably shouldn't say these words out loud, at least not the last one, but it was some kind of dolls from Japan, from an anime or something. Japan, and the flaming censored power girls, and apparently her special weapon was a flamer. And yeah, if you haven't seen that video, I'm not gonna spoil what's happening in the video, but it's oh my god, his expressions and everything, it was just, oh gods, I laughed so hard. I'm not sure which one of those are the best one, but they are both really, really funny. And also his videos where he does taste tests together with this group of I think it's his brother and a couple of other people. I don't remember exactly who's in there. But they had an episode where they tasted that foul Swedish invention called surströmming, which basically is rotten fish on a can or a tin. Thank you. And the reactions, it's just brilliant. His military ration taste tests videos, they aren't that funny, but he does have some curious moments there as well. It's a shame you can't use turbo fuel in the jetpack. I mean, it would be much more fun. I've watched a lot of Big Clive. He also has a very soothing voice. Strangely enough, most of the people that I watch on YouTube does have very soothing voices because it's helpful when you try to sleep. Legend of Total War 2, He cusses a lot, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't do it a lot myself. It does happen occasionally, but it's not something that I don't do because of streams, actually. It's just not something that comes naturally to me. I never really were big on swearing in general. Oh yeah, oh god, that one is absolutely perfect. Oh, I laughed so hard. His whining. Oh, the meow was truly really in that one. That was one of the better ones indeed. They had the pork scratchings first, and then he tasted that one. I was like, oh. Occasionally. With the lag, I have no idea what you're referring to, Wally, so you'll have to remind me what you were referring to as well. And I'm rambling like I am now. Oh, okay, yeah, right. Occasionally, as in swearing. I don't do it that often. If you compare to, for instance, say, Zeely's streams or Legend of Total War, I don't think I do it that often. It does happen. I freely admit that. I mean, Sealy has a soundboard that's various variations of the F word. I haven't heard much from Lana in that sense. What I have heard from Lana is different. So I'm gonna have to pick up this silica. And I wish there was a way to put things back on belts. Why do I do that? I can just remove the belt. I wanted the silica on the belt to signify what the belts were for, but no matter. Is that too close? Yeah, that's not gonna look good. Hold on. No, I don't want them there. I want them even one further in so that they're centered. Are they centered on the foundation? Yes, they are. So there and there. One time that I can say that I do swear liberally is if I'm angry. 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like hitting my toe on something, that will make me swear loudly. But there is research proving that swearing when you do that is actually beneficial for reducing the level of pain. No. They have not added multi-selection to deconstruction. When I broke my leg, I didn't swear, funnily enough. Also, the adrenaline killed most of the pain until, thankfully, the morphine was available when the pain started kicking in. But there was a great deal of screaming involved when they set the bone, or straightened out my leg, because it was bent at the time. And that screaming was after they had given me 10 or 15 milliliters of morphine infusion, so that's probably 10 or 15 milligrams in infusion intravenously. No, I've been, I hope they add that, because when you have things selected like this, and then I accidentally pick this one, it is very, I don't know if annoying is the word, but why couldn't they just have this be a toggle instead of only being select for deconstruction? Shouldn't be that much of a problem to add. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we come in here, which is useful. That's gonna clip. I guess we are going to have the copper sheets come in on the leftmost belt there. No. No, I have not found... I don't know if there's any mods that enables that, but I don't think so. Would be nice if someone modded that in. Because it is definitely something that I have been desiring as well. It's also when I deconstruct splitters and mergers, when I have made those big towers, that I do like a couple at a time. Because I don't want to mess with having to spend a lot of time on having to adjust it or redo it. There's no way I can do that without making... Okay. It's fine. And then it's this one, which needs to be... Isn't that correct? Why did I build that there? That can go there. And then this one should go there. Okay, Pete, you sleep well, and thank you for hopping into the stream. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch the rest, I'll have it on YouTube in 2 days, I think. So, good night. Is this correct? This is getting a little bit crowded, but that should be fine. Yep, that works. Connect that up to there. I think I know why Satisfactory is my, Yeah, I think I know why Satisfactory is my favorite game in the production game or production chain game genre. Things take a lot more time. I mean, what I've done here would have taken me, I've spent 1 hour 15 minutes, of which probably 30 minutes has been waffling and talking and chatting. But if I were to do this in Satisfactory or in Dyson Sphere Program, I would have been done in 5 minutes at most for this little tidbit that I did here. Well, maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes, since making those little bridges can take some time in DSP. But the atmosphere and how the game is just very chill. So it's very slow paced, and I think that is one of the reasons why I enjoy Satisfactory as much as I do. I don't understand why I connected the belts the way I did. Must have been a minor brain fart. Because that belt is going to go on here, and this one is going to go onto that one. Which does create a small issue if I want these to be aligned. Okay, I need to remove these as well, or that one, because I need the belts to be, or the conveyors to be here, so that I can take another belt in here. And I can remove that as well, I think. Yeah, that's something that I enjoy very much with Satisfactory. It's very relaxed, very chill. I don't feel the same kind of... I mean, Factorio is probably the quote-unquote worst of the three, because there I very much feel the pressure that I need to get such and such done within a certain amount of time. But of course, there's a lot of players playing Factorio out there who are at skill levels that make my skill levels minuscule. Wally being one of them, for instance. The stuff that Wally did in his Mosaic series is like, nope, I would not be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to keep track of things. But indeed, you can get lost in optimizing, or you can get lost in building walls or corners and stuff like that. But that, I mean, it's kind of part of the feeling of stuff being relaxed. Yeah, yeah, it was insanity, but I assume that you had fun, at least up until a certain point. Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Factorio is not a game that I enjoy very much playing on my own anymore. When it came out, I played it a lot on my own. But these times or at this time, I prefer playing it together with someone else. It's a game that I can happily play in multiplayer, cooperatively, but I won't bother playing it on my own. Creepers? Oh, you mean the creatures that you have to kill? Yeah, I hope that they add an option for us to disable those. Why does this not get silica? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It does not get silica because of that. Oh, more for the grinder. I half expect a message from Wally now. That is a very good point, Niboris. The quality of life in Factorio is mountains above Satisfactory and Dyson Sphere Program. However, in both Coffee Stain Studios and what's the name of the development company of Dyson Sphere Program? I don't even remember. Anyways, in their defense, Woob has had, what, 8 years now of development? Satisfactory has had 2. One of these 2 years being the plague. And Dyson Sphere Program just launched barely 2 months ago. So... yeah, that's exactly the same that I'm doing. But yes, the difference is definitely tangible. I agree. That one needs to go... hold on. Here we go. Also, the modding framework for Factorio is very good, and I really like that they made their mods on the mod portal that they have themselves, and that you choose the license of the mod there, and it defaults to the shared license. So if you want to develop a mod that is like, was it Industrial Revolution, which you weren't allowed to use the mods on streams or video on demands that were monetized, which is perfectly fine. I have no objections to that at all. But I like that Woob made it so that the mods are in their hands and that it defaults to being open for creative use. Oh, gods. Speaking of things that is wonky, since we're talking about that. Okay, now I have 2 belts of silicon. Each of them are capable of handling 300 at the moment. Which means that before we get around to the assembly lines, or assembly line for the circuit boards, we need to go optimize the silicon outpost. I don't think I need... yes, I do need some power shards because I need to overclock the machines. And we should go dump that silica in my inventory. Don't need that. Dump that one. That one. There we go. Back to the outpost. No, just the train terminal, I mean. Yeah, that is also a good point, Malarian. I don't think I would enjoy playing Factorio unmodded currently, and some of the mods are just overwhelming to me. I don't mind Bobs alone, but the moment you add angels to the loop, I'm like, huh? And then you have things like Ionodons, which I've taken Catherine's terminology for that one, so I call it Cryonodons, because where angels give me, huh? Cryonodons just make me, and also you have Crastorio. No. It's, I mean, there's a certain point when it comes to modding where something goes into the realm of insanity, I guess. It just becomes so complicated that it's, at least to me, no longer fun. That said, I know that these mods are very, very popular. The other guys in Red Circuit, the group of streamers that I'm associated with, Pionodons is one of the most popular mods there. But it's a little bit too much math for me. And yes, you do have the mods like FNEI, I don't remember the other one, that helps you. I guess those mods are basically obligatory when you play FNAI and the other one that I don't remember the name of. I think those are obligatory when you play mods like these, but to me, at a certain point, mod complication, having a mod being complicated, like say Bob's alone, that's fine because it doesn't overwhelm you. But at a point when it's just so much that, I mean, Pionodons, Hellmod, thank you, Wally. Pionodons is like you have to build so many or Factory Planner was actually the one I was thinking about, not Hellmod, but Hellmod is also very relevant. I think someone, one of the guys in Red Circuit was doing a Pionodons playthrough for a year now, and he showed the screenshot in one of the closed channels, and I was like, okay, well then. It was massive, and I think he was about to start on the 4th or the 5th science bottle. Of course, he had been playing that on stream, so he hasn't been playing it off camera, but that's a bit excessive to me. You could spend several days just get the first circuit boards, or even just getting the first science, because it's so complicated. But that said, I know a lot of people enjoy that. I know a lot of people love that these mods are that complicated. It's just not for me because it's too complicated. And we're gonna have a round trip because we're gonna go back to the station before we go out to the Silicon Outpost, because trains in Satisfactory are, as always, ever vigilant in their reasonable logic behavior. I wonder which station it's gonna pull into. Wait, did I pick the wrong station? Yes, I did. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to blame you, game. I did the mess up, not you. You're forgiven. DSP seems to level up in what. Okay, let me try to rephrase that, because my brain just went all over the place. In what way do you feel that Dyson Sphere program seems to level up? That made more sense. Yeah, difficulty. Well, in a sense, I agree. The thing with Dyson Sphere program that I found was very interesting. If we take Factorio or Satisfactory, this is actually the same for both of them. If we take either of those games, you have thresholds. I think we can call them thresholds. Or we can also call them obstacles. And the first major obstacle in both Factorio and in Satisfactory is pipes. For Factorio, it's the oil, and for Satisfactory, it's when people need to set up coal power and you need water. I think a lot of players who are of the more casual type drop out completely around there. In Factorio, when you have mastered the pipes, if you're playing vanilla, or rather the oil refining, from there and to sending the rocket on its merry way, you don't really have that kind of an obstacle, because that's the one obstacle, and when you've mastered that one, it's you're basically equipped to deal with the other obstacles as they come, and they don't feel as overwhelming. In Satisfactory, you also have the I think I have to build this on multiple levels. You also have the after the pipes, there is one more thing. Definitely not the ladder. Yeah, the challenge of having to add multiple products, like 4 belts to a manufacturer, or heavens forbid, 2 pipes and 2 belts to a blender. But when you have mastered that, so you have, I would say you have 2 of them in Satisfactory. The pipes, starting with the coal power and the water extractors, and then when you get to the level where you have to actually deal with having to figure out how am I going to connect 4 belts or 2 pipes and 2 belts to a machine, because that's an obstacle all by itself. In Dyson Sphere program, as a comparison, the first obstacle you run into is hydrogen, and it comes together, ironically enough, with oil refining, because you get too much of it, and you have to find a way to deal with the excess hydrogen. But then you have the other obstacles, and this is just off the top of my head. Production on multiple planets. So this is in this is not really in any order. You have the production on multiple planets, and then the interplanetary logistics and how to make a functional interplanetary logistics system. You have the gas giant harvesting. You have the solar sail ratio, where you need to keep track of the inclinations and the axes of the EM rail ejectors. You have the power management itself, because that is the difference with Dyson Sphere program and Factorio and Satisfactory. In Factorio and Satisfactory, power feels like it's a secondary thing, whereas in Dyson Sphere program, power is the thing. The goal of the game is power. So they kind of turned it upside down. And let's not forget the Dyson Sphere itself is the first time I did that. I hadn't done anything or seen anything, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and it's like, okay, this is complicated, and I hadn't researched the tech that gives you the 15% the tech you have to research many times so you can actually build higher and higher and higher on the sphere. So I couldn't understand why I couldn't build anything else except for the band going around at the middle. And then you also have the power involving when you start doing photon generation, which is also an interesting thing. So Dyson Sphere program, I think that yes, it is actually the most difficult one of the games we are talking about now, because it has so many obstacles compared to Satisfactory and Factorio. I really don't want to build this in multiple levels. I don't like having multiple levels in my factories. I'm gonna have to do math now. Everyone find your beers and be prepared to take a sip whenever I do a miscalculation. Yes, exactly. You can solve that by using the accumulator transfer facility thing that I don't even remember the name of. Power exchanger or something. But it's, to me, that is temporary. I never used it, actually. It felt like, okay, this is too temporary for me. I don't want my production facilities to run out of power every I love that typo, Wally. That typo is absolutely adorable. Drunk witching 5 minutes. Yep. I know what you're trying to type, but that is a great typo. Well done, phone. Well done, phone. Now I lost track of what I was saying. Okay, math. That was, yeah. My brain is trying to suppress the fact that I have to do math. That is what is going on here. So, pen and paper. Always good to have pen and paper. I have 3 mines. Each of these mines are going to be outputting a total of 300 parts per minute. And I don't need a calculator to know that that is 900. But I don't need to out... That typo, was that on purpose? Or do you habitually call your autocorrect for cucumber? I actually have 5 pens on my desk. It's not that they represent major challenges, it's that they represent obstacles that are meant to make you have to stop and think. How am I going to do this? They are not major challenges. The only thing that I find is major challenging in Dyson Sphere program is the first threshold. And that is what the reason why that was a major challenge was because I wasn't prepared for it and I didn't know my way around the game. That was the hydrogen excess. How do I deal with this? Because you have more production use from the light oil or the refined oil than you have from hydrogen. And it took me a little bit of finagling and thinking to realize that I need to burn the excess hydrogen. Which, interestingly enough, I noticed that on other YouTube channels, when I started watching other content, which was far later than when I was doing my own content, what they did was build tank towers in stacks instead of burning it, which I found weird. Okay, so what I need is 780. It doesn't make sense for me to have each of these output 900 because I can only use 780 of it anyways, because I think the recipe for silica is... It's either 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. No, it's 1 to 1.5. Okay, that changes things a little bit. 780 divided by 37.5 is 20.8. 780 divided by 22.5 is 34.67. Nah, I don't think I agree with you on that one. Satisfactory, fine. Up to a certain point, but the wonkiness of laying the pipes, that's difficult in Satisfactory. But the game is forgiving that it doesn't forbid you to clip pipes. But Oil in Factorio, with having the multiple liquids in the multiple pipelines, I mean they did add they patched game so that you cannot mix fluids in pipes, which I guess to an expert player that would be called dumbing down the game, but at the same time for new players that is probably a good move on Woob's behalf to ensure that players give the game a good review. $34.67 times 37.5 is 1,300.12. I use Excel extensively when I play these games, but I actually do most of the math manually. And I use Excel for the information so that I know what is produced where and how much. Which I guess is kind of, I don't know, ironic considering how much I don't like doing maths. But I like solving the puzzles. And I guess doing the math is part of solving the puzzle. 1300 divided by 2 is 650. Which is not enough. So I cannot make 3 nodes output enough. I might be able to make the 6 nodes output enough, but for now I don't need to overclock the facilities to 250% the miners. So basically 780 again divided by 37.5 is 20.8. And 20.8 times 22.5 is 468. 468 divided by 3 is 156. Now, if someone notices that I've done a calculation error here, please let me know. But I believe that I did that correctly. Thank you for joining us, Cyberbore, and sleep well. Good night. 56 times 2 is 312. And the maximum is... Okay, so it does make sense. So now I have 156 times 3, which is 468 raw quartz. If I divide that by 22.5, I should get 20.8. If I multiply that by 37.5, I should get 780. So it looks as if I did the math correctly. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 16 of these. If I just do... This is gonna work. This is not going to work. Which is probably why I built it over there in the first place. I don't think I have room at the other end. Oh, it's going to be hard to build through a miner. How do I do this? Okay. I'm going to do this the hard way. No, I fully expect you to poke fun of me if my math is wrong. Did I deconstruct the miner? Yes, I did. I did not mean to deconstruct the miner. Wait, is that a Mark 1 miner? No. Hold on a second here. Oh, that's a Mark 2 miner. Where did the other portable miner go? That's weird. Okay. Just need a temporary spot for a grinder. This place will work as good as any. And we want to have an awesome sink, not a shop. And I'll build that there. And then we will do an industrial storage that connects to there. And a second one that connects that to that. And we need some power to this. And I probably will have to go back to the base to collect stuff to build things up again, but that's fine. I don't understand where the second thing went for this miner. So I need to rebuild that miner. Before I do that, let's deconstruct some more. Maybe there's a crate hidden somewhere here. Should be down here. The game normally doesn't, well, except for trains, the game doesn't normally just make things vanish. Best not to ask questions. Good evening, Addicted to Capping. I am doing great, thank you very much. And how are you? Yes. That's perfectly reasonable to me. Because that's not why I'm deconstructing the factory, but I fully think that that is a reasonable thing to do. There's a crate. Doesn't have what I want. Oh, it does! It didn't disappear. Why did that have modular frames? Maybe the miner takes modular frames? I'm guessing it does, yes. Oh, the reason I'm deconstructing the factory is because I'm going to move it. Because it's too cramped up here. And I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to move it down there. No crates flying or anything. Take that, and that, and that. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine that it didn't good. They didn't take that very well, but since you say that the day has been pretty good, I hope that it's something that they're able to cope with at least. Are you going to get a new pet, by the way? Okay, yeah. That's at least something. If they're used to having a dog or a pet around. I am going to go take a little break just to stretch my legs and get some fresh air. So I will be back in about 5 minutes or so. And then we will continue down there and wreak havoc on nature and build a silica manufacturing plant in the plains below, which probably means that I'm going to have to remove some of these paleberry bushes, but who cares about that? Trivialities. So, I will be back very shortly. I will leave you with the beautiful sight of the sunrise happening somewhere behind there. And see you guys very soon. And I have returned. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. I need to clean my glasses though. Let's see here. Microfiber cloths. Excellent stuff. Raw crash bang. Well, there's a difference in your specific case there, Wally. Depends on how you read the word and what meaning you apply to the word you just wrote. Okay, so I think we're going to build I'm wondering, I suspect that I did not do this entirely. I did. I actually built it like that. Good. There we go. Better than using one of the inhalers. Now the order of these things is completely messed up. Apparently because I have unequipped the Dino Basher. Oh god, so now how to figure out which one is what order again. Okay, so it's correct. I don't understand why it goes that, and that. No. That, and then that. There is no logic to this. Oh, well, then. And since they have inverted the mouse wheel, maybe it is logical, because mouse up, mouse up, mouse up, mouse up, so then mouse down would be the other way. Okay, it is actually logical then. But what is it with these Swedes and their desire to have things go inverted? And they don't even have an option to remap that. Okay. Well, it's fine. As long as I remember, which is unlikely. Okay, so what I think we're going to do here is basically just continue out on the same floor level. I will probably regret using 8x1 foundation, since that means that I have to build them like this and can't do it from a distance, but should I use glass here? Yeah, because it isn't logical. You'd think that it was mouse wheel down to go through the order here. So you get brain farts, but apparently these Swedes think that going the other way is logical. Someone should complain to them. I won't bother using glass. I'm not playing with Alnilana, so it's not a problem if I use glass. I do like glass foundations, but this specific outpost, I think I'll forego the pleasure of having to mess with the beams being that way or that way. Dum 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 dum. Dealing with these 1x8 or 8x1 foundations is a bit of a pain, but that's just meowing. I don't want to have 8x4 or 8x2 foundations in the landscape here. So I'll rather just have the extra little additional work. This is one of those areas or incidents where I really miss smart foundations, or whatever they call that mod now, since it involves everything. We can't go very much closer. We can go one closer, and I can take down the belts. But I'm also going to have some logic foundations here. I'm going to need some logic foundations in here as well, but we'll get to those from the bottom. Don't need the logic foundations, but I like having them, so. That should help immensely in terms of giving us more building space. I know there's a cave with spiders here somewhere because I frequently hear them. Yep. I can hear the meow 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 meow. I don't know where it is. We could go find them if you guys want to, or we could just continue building as I'm not really that bothered myself. Oh, and in case someone is wondering why I don't use the pillars, but instead build these, I shall quickly demonstrate. This is why I do not use the pillars. And I wish they hadn't added that, because with my eye thing, that is just painful. So I stick with the good old-fashioned square pillars. Okay, so we need 21 machines. I could do 2 lines of 10 each and have one of those have the 11th running at 67% clock speed. But we do need to have a location where these comes down, and that should be here. Let me just build the fences so that I remember and don't fall down here. And that means it would be useful to have the silica coming out here. But I don't think I can build that many machines in that row. However, I can build quite a bit of machines in that way. So, yeah, the glare is, in some instances, it's just way overdone. J.J. Abrams. I definitely know who J.J. Abrams is, but the reference in this specific moment is actually lost on me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is he known for using lots of lens flares? I suspect there is a great deal of people sitting here just being, huh? Caledorn is unaware of that? Or... oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't watch the new Star Trek movies. I watched the first one. I was not impressed. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Lucas and green screen. That's true. Not going to object to that one for sure. But no, I didn't watch the new Star Trek movies except for the first one, and the reason for that is that I felt that they basically ruined what Star Trek was by making it into action movies. And Star Trek has never been about action in that sense to me. But I guess it was a good way for refurnishing the branding, since it did lead to Discovery and Picard. I don't think those would have happened if it weren't for the new movies. So I remember the pain of having to handcraft all of the reinforced iron plates when you wanted to build more constructors at the beginning of the game now that I just noticed that each of these requires 2 reinforced iron plates. Okay, so I need to set the last one to 67%, and then we need to figure out how to do the belt ins. Silica copy before I change this to 67. 50, no, that's better. I like that they added added more decimals. Might have been a good idea if they had a paste button here somewhere. I like the 4 decimal places since it actually lets you do what I just did there, giving me a whole number, 25, which is exactly what I was looking for. So 375 times 2 plus 25 should be 780, I believe. Where did I put my phone? Oh, in my pocket. No. That gives me 375 times 2 plus 25 gives me 775. So this one needs to produce 30 per minute. There was eye candy though in the first Transformers movie. Oh gods. I want my chair back, but I don't know if I have the... Okay, for those of you who are in the Discord server, let's see here. What channel can I post that to? I'll post it in images. Let's see. No. That was more difficult than I thought. And that's... No, it didn't show up because I haven't posted it yet. There. For those of you who are not in the Discord server, if you want to see that picture, there's a link to the Discord server in channel banner and in the description or in the about section down below. And I don't have the heart. Thank you, Wally. I think I want the belts to come from behind. I think I need to go back to the base and pick up supplies soon. I could do that, but he's just too adorable right now. Eventually he will have to forego his sleeping spot though, because I'm going to need the chair back within the next 15 minutes. This one can take... No, it's the same here. I wanted to take the product in from the backside there. I think I built an additional splitter inside of that merger. I don't understand why the game allows you to do that, but... it's just one of those things you get used to, I suppose. Oh, are you going to do them logically? Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gizmo, but you have to move. I deposited him in another comfortable chair. Hopefully he'll be just as happy there. The waffling Eve is even worse than usual today. Then again, I have been streaming quite a bit the past few days and I'm not used to it, so I will use that as my excuse. Minor Mark 2. I don't remember the number now. 165, 156. The waffle is indeed strong with this one. I will readily admit that you are 100% correct on that. But I do like waffles. Waffles with strawberry jam, maybe a touch of... oh no. Waffles with fresh strawberries and sour cream. Now that is delicious. If there's a hole somewhere, you can be assured that I will find it. I think I meant to build a column here. Not there. Heretic? What did I do now? Oh. Sorry, I missed that, Subvisor. Probably because of my waffling. Thank you so much for popping in. And if you're still here, then sleep well. Sour cream on waffles is actually very tasty. But I'm the kind of person who likes umami quite a bit. And sour cream is all about the taste of umami. And if you mix sour cream with... I don't like jams with a lot of sugar. So the jams that I usually use have less sugar and no sugar replacement additives. So it's just more berries and less sugar. So it's a bit more zesty. Is that the correct word? Tangy? Not sure. It isn't sour, but you get more of the flavor of the actual berries. But if you just use fresh berries, it's you can have a little touch of sugar on top, and it's really nice. So there. If you don't like it, then you're the heretic. Angie, thank you. You're already, or you are already the heretic, Wally. So I don't know why you're complaining. This is a fact that has been well established for a long time. No, we don't have houses built with central heat, but I don't know about Swedish, Finnish, or Danish building standards. That's something that I must freely admit that I have absolutely no idea about at all. But in the case of Norway, we have air standards. We do have that, depending on the building. If you have modern apartment buildings, you usually have requirements for balanced air ventilation systems and stuff like that, which we had in our old apartment. Which I believe was a major reason for why I developed my dry eye syndrome, because the air was always very, very dry in that apartment. So I'm actually quite happy that we don't have that in our new apartment. But as for heating, electricity in Norway is fairly cheap. So depending on whether you have an apartment or a house, if you have a house, you usually have a fireplace, maybe more than one fireplace. Not necessarily a fireplace, but what the heck is the name of that? I want to say oven, but I'm not sure if that's correct. And then people will burn wood, or, you know, that might be better off as a merger. Wood burning stove, thank you. So we'll usually burn either wood or pellets or compressed wood pellet bricks. Furnace seems a bit excessive in terms of what I'm referring to, because a furnace, those are usually very big, aren't they? You don't get small furnaces, as far as I understand the use of the word furnace. I mean, you could maybe if you have a decently sized one, you would be able to put like 5 or 6 logs of wood, which would be chopped in 30 or 40 centimeter long pieces and clefted. Is that the word? Cleaved. Sometimes it's quite funny when my brain does things. Well, you can't cook on them. The wood is split. So if you have a round log, you use an axe or a splitter and you split it into maybe 8 triangular pieces, and you can fit like 6 of those at the very most at a time until they have burnt. And it's of course made of cast iron. It's a decent way to heat homes, and we have a fair amount of wood, as in forests, in Norway as well. I mean, we're a rather large country, and very few people. 5.5 million citizens. Of course, compared to the United States or something, we are tiny. But in terms of our area, we are actually not that small. We look small. Sometimes we do have dedicated laundry rooms, but it depends on the construction company usually. That cannot be a Mark III belt. That has to be a Mark IV belt. So in our apartment, we have a rather decently sized apartment, 126 square meters of actual usable space. We have 3 bedrooms, but we've converted one of the bedrooms into the office, which is where I'm sitting right now. And in addition to that, we have 2 bathrooms. One of them is very tiny, but both of the bathrooms are. Even the small bathroom has a shower, which is very nice. In addition to that, we have a large, nice living room with a combined kitchen living room solution. So the kitchen is part of the living room. And the hallway is rather nice. And we also have a veranda that when I go stretch my legs when I take a break, I go out there just to catch some fresh air and walk around a bit. 156 times 3 is 468. Isn't that just about what this thing can... Wow. That's nice, 12 away. Pretty sure it was 156. Phasian has learned all about cooking on a cast terrace. Veranda, as in VE. Like this. But we have the washing machine and the tumble dryer. We have them in the main bathroom, since that is rather large. Yeah, porch. Porch is an unnatural word for me to use for it, because for me that would be kind of like an entrance area. Whereas this is a dedicated area, you can't get there without having first gone into the apartment. 3, 4, 5... To paraphrase Wally. Shoot. Although in this game, I guess it would be conveyor belt. Wait, no. That's actually wrong. Yeah, balcony is probably better. Because I built these... Yeah, I have built this that way, so I need to rebuild that one. We can take that belt coming in there. 2. And No, that's not the right position. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't technically need that there, actually, now that I think about it, because I would like to have that here. Is that... Oh, that's gonna work too. Brilliant. You Americans don't use them fancy words. Okay. I guess it's a French word. Or French-ish word. Yeah, it is actually kind of weird to me as well now when you now that you brought it up, because our nation is a fair bit colder than most parts of at least the mid to southern parts of the United States, or rather the lowland part. Then again, you do have incidents of snow in New York, which seems to completely make the city stop up, even if they just get 2 centimeters of the stuff. Which, of course, to the average Norwegian is mildly amusing. There was a major snowstorm there this winter or last winter, I think. And also that stuff that happened in Texas recently. Yikes. That was bad. I think a Mark III belt is sufficient. 22.5 times 10 is 225. Yep. It is a tad large, that city, isn't it? One thing that's always fascinated me about cities, regardless of what city it is, if you're not from the city, you usually refer to the city as a unison entity, but it isn't. A city is usually consisting of many different sub-cities or sub-areas, sub-cultures. So it's like a melting pot of lots and lots of various people who never interact with one another, even though they are from the same city. But it's only really noticeable if you live in the city, and if you're part of one or more of those various subcultures inside of that city's specific, I guess, cultural group. I don't know how much snow we get on average in Norway, because Norway is such a long country going on the north to south axis. See you soon, Wally. That makes me curious, actually. Let's see. Oops, I managed to turn my microphone away 90 degrees. Norway, average snowfall. The snowy period of the year, that's Oslo, so that doesn't really... Okay, when I Google Norway average snowfall, I get that people also ask. And the fourth question people ask, apparently, is why is Norway so cold? Well, could be because we're country that has the polar or Arctic Circle going through us? I don't know. Apparently we're the coldest country in Europe. I'm not sure I believe that. Yeah, we need science to explain that. Norway mountain. Now we don't have a unison. Yeah, sure, cookies, whatever. There is no real unison statistic that I can find for the average snowfall in Norway as a whole, because since the country's the length of the country, how long is Norway from north to south? To south distance. 1,752 kilometers or 1,089 miles from northeast to southwest. So we have the greatest length of any European country, which then makes sense that we do not, because of the Mercator projection. So it's I think that's why we don't have a unison statistic for the entire country, because up north they, of course, like Saturday here, I'm in the southern part of Norway, on the very southern coast of Norway, although not in the most southern part of Norway, but it's not too far away. It's like 2 hours drive or something, and I would be at the, welcome back, I would be at this most southernmost part of the nation's landmass. But Saturday here was 14 degrees Celsius. And in the middle of Norway, I have a friend living there, and they still have like 2 meters or so of snow. And definitely not red numbers in terms of the temperatures. So the climate of Norway is really diverse. Okay, I am going to remove these before I do this, because otherwise I'm going to go slightly more insane. We wouldn't want that. Oh, by the way, Wally, you need to remember to let me have a look at that save game from Factory Town. Yeah, the Gulf Stream is kind of important for the southernmost part of Norway's climate, and also quite relevant for why we have so much fish outside our coasts. There we go. Now we want to have a Mark V conveyor belt going here. Excellent. You know, I agree. The fact that anyone wants to live on Svalbard is completely and utterly bewildering beyond reason to me. I cannot understand. There is no way you would get me to live on Svalbard. But I should add that one of the reasons that people live on Svalbard, I mean, it's not a secret that taxes in Norway are rather high compared to, for instance, the United States or many other nations. And if you live on Svalbard, you do not pay taxes, period. So that's kind of the incentive for settling there. You get everything you earn, you get it 100%, it's yours. That is income tax. You don't get exemption from the VAT and stuff like that, but still, I would not care one dime if I could get an exemption from taxes if I had to live on Svalbard, because it's dark 5 months of the year. There is complete darkness. They actually have fiber optics out there. So it's pretty good. So if you can handle darkness, very cold temperatures, having to carry a rifle when you go outside because you might randomly encounter a polar bear walking the street. Yeah. You're all set then. Personally, I'm not well, if I met a friendly polar bear, I would be very happy because they are very cuddly. Or they at least they look very cuddly, but I don't think I would try to cuddle one. I would probably regret that immensely. I'm not going to comment on that, Facian. The average summertime temperature rarely exceeds 21 degrees, and it has at least 14 days of winter with at least 10 inches of snow on the ground. Is that like for the nation as a whole? Or because that sounds like how we... or is that Svalbard? No, Svalbard has at least a lot more than 14 days of winter. A lot more. Yeah, if you take the nation as a whole, those numbers would actually make a bit... they don't sound too off. They sound quite reasonable, actually. That's going to be too close. No, I don't need that down there. I don't know why I'm building it down there. All I need is to see it so that I can line this up and I can remove it. Need to build a couple more fences here. Because as we all know, I am very prone to falling down. And then we get to the power pole. Construction. Slight lag here. It's extremely uncommon to see the aurora as far south as I am. But there has been 3 incidents over the past 2 years where the aurora has actually been active enough that we would have been able to see it down here. But of course, all of those 3 incidents, it has been so cloudy down here that we wouldn't be able to see it even if we wanted. But I've seen the aurora when I was younger, when I was visiting my then-to-be husband. So that would be 19 years ago. He's from the northwestern part of Norway. I imported him. I remember there was someone in Catherine's Discord who mentioned that the photographs that we see of the auroras online are much more vivid than what you actually see. And I disagree. When I saw the aurora, it was pretty vivid. There was a lot of light. So... But I'm sure that cameras can catch that even more brightly. It's not that, but seeing it live it's really something. Of course, if you live in the northern part of Norway, it's part of everyday life. I guess it's part of why people can, yeah, exposure indeed. I think it's part of why people are able to cope with the extended periods of darkness up in the north, because you see the aurora so frequently in winter. Am I going to clip through the belt? No, I'm not going to clip through the belt. I wouldn't have if it was on level 3 either, because then it would be right below... The belt would be right below the power. The items on the belt would have clipped through it, though. Okay, so we have one line of 780 silica done. I'm wondering if I should do the other one. doesn't take that... Well, it does. I don't need the other one right now. Yep. Then again, if you live in Iceland, you can now watch... hold on. They have a major volcano thing going on there right outside of Reykjavik. It's in... Fagradalsfjall. That's where it is. I think I mangled that slightly, but I know that it is Fjall or Fjall. So it's Fagradalsfjall. Also, when they had the previous volcanic eruption on Iceland, of course, all of the people from Iceland had a bit of a giggle then, because most journalists were not really able to say Eyjafjallajökull. Now, the funny thing about the Icelandic language is that if Norway hadn't been part of Denmark and Sweden, that would be our language too, because Icelandic is the original Norwegian language. It is. Pretty much. So they have a lot of volcanoes. If you search or if you Google volcanoes on Iceland, you get an image carousel at the top that has an arrow at the end because there are so many there, which is kind of amusing considering, well, it isn't a small island, but it still, it's not exactly a gigantic island either. I'll give you encroaching others clearance. Can I build a fence in there? Yep. Just need to do it in the right order and then it doesn't encroach. I should upgrade that power pole to a Mark II. Quartz getting in. Although slowly, since it's at the very end of the manifold. Silica coming out, also slowly because the manifold needs to fill up. Although that will happen now. And I don't think I'm going to bother with building the other line of silica just now. Let's get rid of this. And this. Nothing else. And let's just make one final check that I've done everything correct up here. Which was a good thing that I did, because this one isn't set correctly. 156. $156. $156. Iceland is one of those places that I really want to visit at some point. I have several friends who are from Iceland who live here in Arendal, and it's of course, if I went to Iceland, I would want to see the so-called tourist traps like the Blue Lagoon and stuff like that, but there are so many other things on Iceland outside of those tourist traps that are worth seeing, so... But I guess that is a common thing. Knowing someone from a nation you're going to visit or a city you're going to visit usually lets you see a lot more of the stuff that is worth seeing than if you just follow a tourist guide. These trains. I'm really curious if they're going to add signals to trains. I hope they do. Could add another aspect of puzzle to the game. Okay, I think this looks kind of nice now. What we need to do to make sure that we don't get completely overwhelmed over at the... Okay, this I need to fix. Because I am absolutely... I can't fix it with a ladder. I'm absolutely going to fall down into that hole if I don't fix this. I need to use one of the belts of silica. It doesn't matter that I have 2 train stations and 2 belts of silica coming in over there. As long as I just use one of the belts, because I will not be overloading my 780 production of silica, so long as I just use one belt. However, I need to update the spreadsheet so that I don't forget that. Silica, I have 3 Mark II miners. I should add a column for overclocking. 3 times 130%. I need to drop the percent there. That doesn't work. 3. I need to put it in here. And that gives me 468 raw quartz, which is all being used in 21 constructors and gives 780 silica. I just need to send a message very quickly. And move that there. So we can get rid of these artifacts that we have here from before now, because I no longer need them. Did I move all of the... No. I was supposed to move all of these over to that container, but apparently I got distracted by something else. Here we go. Now I need to clean up my inventory. You can hear me, Wally. Please check your Discord private messages. I don't need this many steel beams. I can get rid of these. And we need to go to the mall. Why do I have so many of those? Are these used for making the assemblers? No. There we go. Then we can restock on the stuff that we need. Two of these. I have plenty of those. I'll take one more stack of concrete. We don't really need it, but I'll take 2 stacks of cable. I'll take 2 stacks of copper wire and 1 stack of quick wire. I don't need any more copper sheets. I definitely don't need screws. 1 stack of rubber so that I have 1 stack of each. We don't need stators. I do need more rotors. Motors, we have plenty of those. The baby Borg cubes, 1 stack is enough. Reinforced iron plates, we can take 3 stacks of them. We have plenty of those. Plenty of those. Steel beams, I can take 3 stacks of them. I love that sound. Foomp. I haven't really decided. Let me just check what the Borg cubes are. The baby Borg cubes obviously isn't canon. Borg starship classes. But they have the Borg cube and they have the Borg tactical cube. So I don't know. Maybe I should start referring to these as baby Borg cubes, these as Borg cubes, and then the new ones as the tactical cubes. That would work. I think there are more, but according to Memory Alpha, there's only those 2. But I don't know how updated Memory Alpha is on the new series. Is this correct? Yes, it is. The question is... will this be sufficient? I think it will be. Because I only need 1 belt going down that way. So now we need to do the mathematics on just how many silicon circuit boards we can do. 27.5 per minute. Oh, I can do a lot of them. 780 divided by 22.5 is 34. Geesh, 34.66. That's a lot. What What is 34 divided by 2? Obviously that's 17. Okay. Yeah, I guess the nuclear pasta would be correct. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I wonder... Well, I think I'm going to leave some room here. That was not where I wanted it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow. That's a lot of assemblers. I think this is the biggest assembly line, that's a tongue twister, that I've made ever. So we need mergers here. And I want them to go that way. Preferably on height. I think I'll do them on height 5. Oh, I don't understand why the game allows me to build mergers and splitters inside one another. 2, 3, 4. If I don't twist the first one, I think that the topmost one will be on the correct. Yep. 5. 5. 5. I don't need to say 5 every time. Although saying 5 is maybe better than saying nothing, since I tend to get focused when I do this. One, 2. Yep. Okay, so we get to count again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And this one should be the first one we set. Silicon circuit board, you're there. Copy. And this one needs to be set at 66.6666, I believe. I will have to revisit that one. When I divide 780 by 22.5. No, 33. So maybe 33.333. I don't know if that's correct. No, because I divided by 2. So it's 34.6666. I don't know if that's correct with 66. But it's not really that important currently. Okay, so when you get used to the Control V, it kind of works, but I almost clicked Control C there. There you go. Now I managed to click Control C. And before I continue, I need to publish a video on YouTube. So just give me a moment, please. Episode 2.2, where are you? You're there. Is everything set correct here? Yes, it is. Let's just add the end screen. Save. And visibility public. Done. Save. Here we go. Good night, Jonas. Thank you so much for being here in the stream with us. Much appreciated as always. I will probably stream again tomorrow. It is very likely that as long as I'm working on this Satisfactory factory that I will be streaming every day. Which is kind of weird considering my reticence towards streaming in the first place. But I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought. So I'll see you again soon. Have a good night and sleep well. Actually, I think that it would be better to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would probably be better to have this on level 6, I think. Then I can use 4 and 5 for these. And knowing myself, I will do that right away because I will forget. And I will connect up a lot of them, and then I will be very dissatisfied and meowing extensively, which will not be a good time for anyone. There we go. One thing that I've always been curious about when I've seen people, other people play Satisfactory, it's not everyone who does it, but a lot of people, they will bounce around like they're bunnies, or they will do this all the time. And yes, I mean, you move, it feels like you move faster this way. And I guess you kind of do, but I get motion sick from that. I'm gonna run out of cable, aren't I? Yes, I am. Again, we get to place a splitter inside a splitter. That's one too many. And the splitters seem to behave. They are well behaved now. I'm not complaining at all. Okay, then we have to start over at this position. I think that is correct. Yep. Just double checking since I'm leaving a space there. I think that's the first time I've actually left a space inside of one production line. Yep, out of cable. But it's just useful to have that option to walk through there. I just noticed the pressure conversion tube thing that Jonas wrote. I'm not sure what I would describe that as. Borg Queen's cube, but she doesn't really fly around in a cube, does she? She has a diamond thing. I don't. I'm gonna take 2 of these just to be sure. Do I need anything else? Yeah. Since we are here, I can pick up one of these. Put that back. Yes, I could pick up some plates. We'll also grab some Alclad aluminium sheets since I'm going to... I really need to get those down because it is so annoying to go up here. Because you have to jump over the tracks because you can't walk above them. But that is something that I should prioritize getting done at some point. But there's so much to do. So little time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Autosave incoming. Yeah. 3, maybe 4 seconds. I think it used to be like 10 before update 4. Let's finish this line here. Okay, I need to reduce the DPI on my mouse since I seem to be unable to get this to be in the right position. I'm probably too far away, to be honest. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's one side done. And we're going to do the other side as well, of course. Now the question is, will the splitters continue to be well behaved? I have my doubts. I think that's the correct distance. Yep. Seems the splitters are going to continue to be well behaved. That is very generous of them. Dum, 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 dum. And just moving down the line. This is slightly repetitive, but necessary. That was the wrong position. That did not seem correct. Yes, indeed it was not. Good thing I catch that right away. Because that would have been annoying if I had catched that when I had built all the others. That is correct, yes. Yep. And again, I did it wrong. But it's good that I catch it right away. It is very easy to do that when you're building large lines like this. See, now I'm doing it all the time. It's so simple to do that mistake. Because it's so repetitive that you just go into kind of a... almost a meditative state where you're just doing things on autopilot. And that's the last one. Where do I usually place the power poles here? I think I place them on the inside, so we'll put down the power poles as well. The sound effect design for Satisfactory, I mean, when you hear these sounds over and over and over again, I don't get tired of them. So they've done a really good job on the sound effects. And done. Okay. So I've got everything ready for the silicon circuit boards here. And that is actually what I want episode 3 of the series on YouTube to be. So I think that we are actually going to end the stream here. And I will record the YouTube episode after... taking a short break, again, just stretching my legs a bit. So I hope that you all enjoyed the stream, and for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I hope that you enjoyed this episode as well. We are going to raid Wally, of course, since he is also streaming Satisfactory, together with Phasian Phoenix, Alnilana, and IT Machinist. And they are doing shenanigans together in a 4-player cooperative series, which has been very, very enjoyable to follow. And strangely stable as well. Now I want to make sure that I have Wally's stream open before I start the raid. I also want to make sure that the sound from his stream does not come into here. It shouldn't, because of voice meter. Nope, it isn't. Very good. So let's do that. And anything else that I've forgotten to do? No, I don't think so. So thank you all for the follows, the donation, the companionship, and the fun that we've had together, the talks, everything. And I will be starting the raid about now, so it'll be 10 seconds after that. And off we go.